At the outset, I have to compliment Dr. Ramanujam, his entire team, the CSIR family, for having planned and organized and conceived this beautiful event, Phenom India Conclave, a cohort study. And that too on an eventful day on the eve of the World Diabetes Day, which is being observed across the world tomorrow, on the 14th of November. And this is a study which is going to evaluate some of the basic determinants of health in the current age and times, namely the biological factors, the environmental factors, the genetic factors, the life disease factors, which also determine the vulnerability or susceptibility of individuals for a disease. And that we are going through an era of metabolic disorders like type 2 diabetes mellitus, coronary artery disease, dyslipidemias, etc., etc. And our new initiation would be in the area of genes, genetic regimes for prevention and genetic therapies for cure. You will be glad to know the same ministry, through the Department of Biotechnology, has come out with the first ever successful genetic therapy trial in hemophilia, which is a blood bleeding disorder caused as a result of the deficiency of clotting factor 8-9. And likewise, through this study, we are going to learn or try to validate and evaluate how the Indian phenotype is different, because it's been known for several decades that Indian phenotype is different. For example, Indians are more prone to central obesity, unlike the Westerners, who may be obese overall, but may not have visceral fat so much as even a lean Indian had. But we did not have the means to validate it. And now, not only we will validate it, we'll also find out the preventive strategies and therapeutic strategies, and maybe tomorrow we'll have an age of personalized prescriptions. For example, you have 4 persons with the same disease. Each person may require a different prescription or may be able to procure a different prescription depending on his lifestyle, his genetic makeup, his environmental conditions. So I'm glad that unlike in several other sectors before this government came in, under Prime Minister Modi, we have always been ahead of the others, or maybe the first line nation in every new initiation. So the next age is going to be that of the recycling, regeneration, genes, biotechnology, and we are already into it. We are among the very few who also have come out with a dedicated policy on biotechnology called BioE3, which Prime Minister spoke about during his Independence Day address from Red Fort this year. And therefore, I think we are now going to come out with cues, because India also has the advantage that we have a diverse composition of population because of its heterogeneity. So data emerging from India will be Indian data for Indian solutions, Indian treatment regimes for Indian patients, Indian prevention strategies for Indian subjects, and many of our data would also be of utility to the people across the world.
Sir, is there a good plan for diabetes? Tomorrow is World Diabetes. As India stands number 2nd after China.
No, we are right now working. We have already now being hailed as one of the vaccine leaders in the world. For example, we came out with the first ever DNA vaccine for COVID. Now we have also come out with the HPV vaccine, which is said to be useful in cervical cancer prevention in the females. We are working on dengue vaccine, on malaria and tuberculosis. As of diabetes, we are still working on the stem cells and the genetic solutions, not necessarily vaccine as such, but one thing will lead to others. So once we gain data out of this, then we might have a better position to also plan out something like that.
Sir, but bringing Indian data to a common point, parties collaborate with private?
Certainly, we are already collaborating. This hemophilia, which I said, we did the trial in Christian Medical College, Vellore. And the vaccine of COVID was also brought in collaboration with Bharat Biochem. And the first ever antibiotic that India has learned, erythromycin, is also being, it was developed, tried by Department of Biotechnology, but being manufactured by Vocard. So we are already hand in hand with the private sector. Private sector is very much a partner in all our ventures these days.